तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ आप्यायन्तु ममाङ्गानि चक्षुश्रोत्रमथो बलमिन्द्रियाणि च सर्वाणि सर्वं ब्रह्म उपनिषदम् माहं ब्रह्म निराकुर्याम् मा ब्रह्म निराकरोत्। अनिराकरणमस्त्वनिराकरणं मे अस्तु। तदात्मनि निरते यौपनिषत्सु धर्मास्ते मयि सन्तु ते मयि सन्तु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये। ओमित्येतदक्षरमुद्गीतमुपासीत ओमिति ह्युद्गायते तस्योपव्याख्यानम् ईक्षतेर्न शब्दम् न सांख्य परिकल्पितम् अचेतनं प्रधानं जगतः कारणं शक्यं वेदान्तेषु आश्रयितुम्। न सांख्य परिकल्पितम् अचेतनं प्रधानं, the pradhanam, the primordial matter, achetan, which is unconscious, insentient. Jagatah karanam, that pradhanam is the karanam, the material cause of the universe. Vedanteshu ashrayitum na shakyam. It is not possible to justify or ascertain that pradhanam is the material cause from Vedanta. So as the Tikakara said, here Brahmana karanatvam smrutipade smarthyate. In the what is called Smrutipada, that quarter of the Brahma Sutra, which is where the Smruti is taken for discussion, there Brahmana karanatvam samarthyate, that Brahman is Jagat Karanam is going to be supported, ascertained. Pradhanadehe karanatvam tarkapade yuktibhi nirasyati. And what is called Tarkapada, there is Smrutipada and Tarkapada. In Tarkapada, there will be refutation that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam. In Smrutipada, there is assertion that Brahma is Jagat Karanam. Adhunatu Sushruti, Smruti and Yukti. Adhunatu Shrutya Nirasyati. This is Shruti Padam, meaning that it is by Shruti alone that this contention that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam is refuted based on Shruti. Whether Smrutis are refuted, there Brahma is Jagat Karanam will be ascertained. Where the Tarka is used, there Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam is refuted. So here in this argument, it is merely based on Shruti. So Vedanteshu Ashrayitum na shakyate. It is not possible that from Vedanta, from Upanishad, that you can come to the conclusion that Pradhanam is the Jagat Karanam. Why do you say that? Ashabdam hi tata. Because Shabda or the Vedas or Upanishads do not support this idea of Pradhanam being Jagat Karanam. Kathama Shabdatvam. Why do you say that? When the Upanishad said Sadeva Somya Idamagrasit, that this universe was Sat before its creation, one without a second, we say that Sat is Pradhanam. Why do you say that? Upanishad does not mention Sat or Pradhanam. Ikshatehe, because Sat cannot be Pradhanam or Pradhanam cannot be what is meant by Sat. So what is meant by Sat cannot be interpreted as Pradhanam. So this is Sankhya's argument that even though the Upanishad employs the word Sat or existence, it should actually mean Pradhanam. Because all the characteristics of Pradhanam are applicable to Sat, or all the characteristics of Sat are applicable to Pradhanam. We say no. Ikshatehe, one of the important criteria for the Jagat Karanam, the Ikshanam, that the Jagat Karanam, what is the cause of creation, the material cause, Aikshata, it deliberated, it saw. Ikshitratva Sarvanat Karanasya, because whatever is Jagat Karanam, whatever is the material cause of creation, must be Ikshitru, it must be a deliberator, a seer, a knower. Evam Shruyate, to illustrate, Sadeva Somya Idam Agrasit Ekameva Dvityam iti Upakramya. Beginning presentation with this statement that this universe before its creation was Sat, one without a second. Tat Aikshata Bahusyam Prajaya iti. That very Sat deliberated, may I become many, may I be excellently born. Tat Teja Asrujata. And that Sat, having deliberated thus, deliberated upon what is to be created. So Sat deliberates first upon what is to be created, and having deliberated, it created Tejaha, it created the element fire. Iti. Tatra idam shabdavacham nam rupa vyakrutam jagat. So Sadeva Somya idam agra asid. Idam agre Sat asid. What is idam? What is this? Idam shabdavacham nam rupa vyakrutam jagat. This jagat of the universe, vyakrutam, which is differentiated as names and forms. Agre utpattehe. So prag utpattehe, before the creation. Sat asid sadatmana avadharya sadeva asid. Sadeva Somya, it was Sat and nothing else. So that this universe before its creation was nothing but Sat. Now the problem is, not problem, but the contention is, what is the meaning of the word Sat? So that's where the argument is. Whether Sat is Brahma or whether Sat is Pradhanam. So this Siddhanta is, Sat cannot be Pradhanam, Ikshate, because of Ikshanam. So Sadatmana Avadharya, the Upanishad Avadharya ascertains that, or emphasizes rather, or asserts that Jagat Karanam is Sat and none other. Tasyaiva Prakrutasya Sat Shabdavachasya, that very Sat which was thus presented or introduced. Ikshana Purvakam Tejah Prabhutehe Srashtutvam Darshayati. That Sat is no doubt Jagat Karanam. But then Ikshana Purvakam, that Sat creates the universe beginning from Teja or fire, but as preceded by Ikshanam. Not just creates, but there is Ikshanam. After seeing, after deliberating, that Sat creates the universe beginning from Teja, from the element fire. तथा अन्यत्र आत्मा वा इदमेक एवाग्रासीत् नान्यत् किंचन मिषद स ईक्षत लोकान् सृजायति सह इमान् लोकान् असृजयति. Also we find the Aitareya Upanishad that what this universe before its creation was Atma, one without a second. So Chandogya says it was Sat, Aitareya says it was Atma. Nanyat kinchana mishata, nothing else existed. Saikshata, that Atma saw or deliberated, lokannu srujayati, that may I create these worlds. Saha iman lokan asrujata, and he created these worlds, bhuhu, bhuva, swaha, and the worlds below. Iti iksha purikamayava srishtim achaste. So there also the srishti creation is preceded by ikshanam, by deliberation, by seeing. Kvachitcha Shodashikalam Purusham Prastutyaha. Elsewhere, as in Prashnopanishad, having first introduced the Purusha of 16 digits, he says, Sa Ikshan Chakre, that Purusha having 16 digits, Ikshan Chakre, he deliberated, again Ikshanam is there. Sa Pranam Asrujayati, having deliberated, it created Prana, the vital air, the Sutratma. And when the Sutra says Ikshatehe, then that Ikshanam, the deliberation need not be confined to root Iksh. Because of Ikshanam. So Ikshanam or deliberation need not be confined to the root Iksh, but it can be any verb. It should not be confined to verb Iksh. It can be any verb which has the same meaning. So, Ikshate iti cha dhatvartha nirdesha abhipretaha. So when the Sutrakara says Ikshate, he does not only mean the verb Iksh, but any other verb also which has say dhatvartha, same meaning as seeing. So there are other verbs also, like you may say Veda, like so Jnaj, to know, Ved, to know. So even if those verbs are used, they have the same meaning as Iksh, to know or to see. Yajate iti vata. There is a precedence also in the Purvamimamsa where the root yaj is interpreted not only to sacrifice but as sacrificing. Iti nidhatu nirdeshah tena yah sarvajnah sarvavid yasya jnanamayam tapah. So jnanamayam tapah, whose tapah or austerity or penance consisted of jnanam or knowledge, then the root jna is there, verb. That also is okay because the meaning is the same. Tasmadetad brahmanama rupamannam chajayate iti evamadini api sarvajna ishwar karana parani. So any other statements from the Upanishad which point to the cause of creation as all-knowing, as knowing. Here Ikshatehe, it knew. So knowledge or knowing is the nature of the Jagat Karanam. So wherever there is any passage or statement which indicates that the cause of creation, the material cause of creation is knowing, knowing all, sarvajna. So tat parane vakyani udahartavyani, all those vakyas also can be considered to be included in the sutra. So Ikshatehe includes not only those passages which use the verb iksh, but any other passages also which use verbs which have the same meaning as the verb ik, to know. Yattu uktam. So this is the Siddhanta stated first. Now the Purva Pakshas are refuted. Yattu uktam sattva dharmena jnanena sarvajnam pradhanam bhavishyati. So Sankhya say that pradhanam is made up of three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. Of that, the guna sattva has the nature of knowledge. Sattvat sanjayate jnanam, because knowledge is born of sattva. So wherever sattva is, that is where knowledge is. So Sankhya's contention is, where is the knowledge located? What is the location of knowledge? Vedanta will say that a conscious being is the location of knowledge. Knowledge is always centered on a conscious being. However, Sankhya says knowledge is centered upon the guna sattva. So wherever excellence of sattva guna is there, that is where knowledge is, excellence of knowledge is. And pradhanam is made up of sattva, therefore pradhanam alone is qualified or competent to have knowledge and not Brahman. Yattu uktam sattva dharmena jnanena sarvajnam pradhanam bhavishyati. Because pradhanam consists of sattva guna, which has the attribute of knowledge, therefore pradhanam alone can be all-knowing. Tanna upapadyate, that is not tenable, not in keeping with reasoning. Why? Nahi pradhan avasthayam gunasamyat sattva dharmo jnanam sambhavati. There is no doubt that pradhanam does have the guna sattva. But what is pradhanam? The guna samya avastha, that state where there is the samyam or the sameness, the balance of all the three gunas. So in that state, not only sattva guna is there, remember that rajo guna also is there and tamo guna also is there, and all of them are in balance. They are all in equal measure. Nanu uktam sarvajnana shaktimatvena sarvajnam bhavishyati. So Sankhya says, we already argued that even though pradhanam is not all knowing at that time, it has the potential of all the knowledge because it is sattva. So potential of all the knowledge is there. In that sense, pradhanam is sarvajnam, omniscient. We already said it. Tadapi na upapadyate. Even that also is not tenable. Yadi gunasamye sati sattva vipashrayam jnana shaktim ashritya sarvajnam pradhanam uchyeda. We say that just because pradhanam possesses sattva guna or made of sattva guna, therefore it has the potential of knowledge. Then kamam rajastamo vyapashrayam api jnana pratibandha shaktim ashritya kinchijnam uchyeda. Then it also has not only sattva, rajas and tamas are there in equal measure. So sattva can impart to pradhanam the capacity of knowing everything. Rajas and tamas impart to pradhanam the obstacle to knowledge. And that's why jiva is kinchijna. The reason why the jiva also has sattva guna. But because of the presence of rajas and tamas, he is little knowing. So pradhanam can equally be said to be little knowing because of the presence of rajas and tamas. Apicha na asakshika sattavrittihi janatvena abhidhiyate. So what is knowledge? We say that knowledge is the consciousness associated with the thought, or the thought which is enlivened by consciousness. So knowledge is not only thought, and knowledge is not only consciousness also. So one meaning of knowledge. The word knowledge has two meanings. One meaning is consciousness is knowledge. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma. There Jnanam is consciousness. The other common meaning of the word knowledge is the cognition or the thought which is a state of mind which is enlivened by the consciousness. Not just the vritti, but the vritti enlivened by consciousness. You can say then that consciousness as riding on the thought is knowledge, or as a thought enlivened by consciousness is knowledge. अपि च न असाक्षिका सत्त्ववृत्तिः जानात्यन अभिधीयते तच्च अंधस्य प्रधानस्य नास्ति प्रधानमिद अंधम अचेतनम therefore it cannot have consciousness. Therefore asakshika sattva-vritti, even if sattva-vritti is there, if sakshi is not there, consciousness is not there, merely sattva-vritti cannot be jnanam. Even though Lord Krishna says sattvat sanjayate jnanam, knowledge is born of sattva, it is not merely sattva but sattva-vritti which is enlivened by consciousness. That is where knowledge is. न च अचेतनस्य प्रधानस्य साक्षित्वमस्ति प्रधान with अचेतनम unconscious cannot be sakshi, cannot be witness, and therefore it cannot be all-knowing. तस्माद् अनुपन्नम प्रधानस्य सर्वज्ञत्वम, therefore pradhanam cannot be omniscient. Is not reason, in keeping reason that pradhanam is omniscient. Yoginam tu chetanatvat. But who is they? Gave the example of yogi. They said that the yogis are all knowing because of the excellence of sattva. See, if conscious being was all knowing, then everybody is a conscious being. Only some people are omniscient because of excellence of sattva. So therefore they said that the knowledge rests in sattva. So we say that yoginam tu chetanatvat sattvo sattvoৎkarsha nimittam sarvajñatvam upannam. That yogi is omniscient because of the excellence of the sattva guna. All right, but that is because that sattva guna is enlivened by consciousness, not just sattva guna. So yoginam tu chetanatvat, because yogis are conscious beings, and therefore the sattva obtaining in them can display the omniscience. अथ पुनः साक्ष्य निमित्वम ईक्षितृत्वम प्रधानस्य कल्प्येत. Then there are what we call Seshwara Sankhyavadinah. The yogis they accept the Ishvara as a conscious being. So if somebody argues that, all right, if pure sattva guna is not omniscient, then we accept Ishvara as a conscious being. How about that? Says, well, atha punaha sakshi nimittam ikshitritvam pradhanasya kalpyeta. That pradhana is omniscient on account of the sakshi or the witness consciousness which is Ishvara. Yatha agni nimittam afpindade dagdhrutvam. Just as we can say that an iron ball burns because of the fire in that, so also the pradhanam knows because of the consciousness reflected in that. Tatha sati yan nimittam ikshitratvam pradhanasya tadeva sarvajñam mukhyam. Then you cannot say that the iron burns, it is fire burns. And so also you cannot say that sattva guna is all knowing, the consciousness is all knowing. Tadeva sarvajñam mukhyam brahma jagatah karanam. So sarvajñatvam, all knowingness, then is not in sattva guna which is achetanam, but in the consciousness which is chetanam, and that is Brahma. Yat punaruktam brahmanopi na mukhyam sarvajñatvam upapadyate. Sankhya say that Brahman cannot be a knower. Sarvajña or omniscient must be a knower. It must be jnana kartru. It must be agent of knowing. Brahman cannot be agent of knowing. Therefore Brahman cannot be sarvajña. Nitya jnana kriyatve, because this is the eternal knower. Brahman is eternal knower, it is said. Eternal knower is a knower, meaning that it does not have freedom to be a knower, because eternal knowledge. So kartrutvam cannot be in Brahman. Jnana kriyam prati swatantra asambhavat. So omniscient is the agent or of knowing all. Brahman cannot be an agent of knowledge because Brahman is the nature of consciousness. अत्र उच्यते इदेवं तावत् भवान् प्रष्टव्यः. With reference to this, we have to ask your revered self, Bhavan, or your knowing, you are the Vidwan, you are a learned person, so this learned self must be asked. Katham nitya jnana kriyatve sarvajñatva hanihi. When Brahman is eternal knower, how will you say he is not knower? Eternal knower. So therefore, the knowingness, is it the independence that is the criterion or knowingness is criterion? We say that whether the knower is independent is not the criterion, that is the knower is the criterion and Brahman is eternal knower. Yasyai sarva vishaya avasana kshamam jnanam nityamasti. So that which illumines all the knowledge, asarvajñah, that he is not omniscient, iti vipratishiddham, it is contradictory, that he illumines all knowledge and still does not know anything. Anityatve, in fact, if the knower is not knowing, is not an eternal knower, if the knower is not eternal knower, then it can be that he is knower now and not knower later, in which case anityatve jnanasya kadachit janati kadachit na janati. If the knower is not eternal, then sometimes he is knower, sometimes he is not. Then he cannot be said to be omniscient, all-knowing all the time. Na so jnanityatve doshasti. But this dosha, this defect that sometimes Brahman is knower, sometimes is not knower, cannot arise because Brahman is eternal knower, therefore always knowing. ज्ञान नित्यत्वे ज्ञान विषय स्वातंत्र उपदेश न उपद्यते चेत. If Brahman is eternal knower or eternal consciousness, you cannot say he is a knower in primary sense. So jnana swatantra vyapadesha. You cannot call Brahman knower because knower must be free or independent in the act of knowing. And if knowing is not the act, from what you say Brahman is omniscient, that means knowledge, Brahman's knowing is not an act of knowing. Brahman is knower. When he is not the agent of knowing, how can you call him knower? How can you use the expression knower or omniscient in case of Brahman if it is not the agent of act of knowing? इति चेतना प्रतत औष्ण्य प्रकाशेपि सवितरी दहति प्रकाशयति इति स्वतंत्र व्यपदेश दर्शनात्. See, to shine is the sun is eternal shining. Sun is an eternal shiner. Eternal shining, eternal burning. And still you say sun shines, sun illumines, sun burns. We say that. Nanu savituhu dahya prakashya संयोगे सति दहति प्रकाशयति व्यपदेश स्यात्. But the sun is called burner, and sun illumines, sun burns is said with reference to something that is illumined or something that is burned. So sun is there, objects also are there, objects are illumined, objects are burned. With reference to them, you say the sun illumines, the sun burns. Natu Brahmana pragutpatte, in a very brilliant manner, the nature of Brahman and the Creator is brought out here. You can never find this anywhere. So what does Vedanta mean by the Creator? Brahman is Creator. What does it mean? So whether Sankhya or no Sankhya, that is, but then with that Sankhya in the background, basically It is the nature of Brahman which is unfolded here. That you should know. न तो ब्रह्मणः प्रागुत्पत्तेः ज्ञान कर्म संयोग अस्ति इति. So as far as sun is concerned, the objects of the world are there with reference to which you say sun illumines, sun burns, but utpatteः prag, before creation there is nothing with reference to which you can say that Brahman is all knowing. Iti vishamo drishtantah. So you are giving the illustration of sun and trying to prove a point with reference to Brahman, but the similarity is not there. In case of sun, the objects that illumined or burnt are there. Not in case of Brahman, there are no objects that are known. It says, no, that's not the case. Asati api karmani. Even when sometimes it is not that you are saying that sun illumines because you are looking at the objects. Looking at sun, you are saying that sun shines. Asatyapi karmani savita prakashate. It is without the reference to the objects that illumine. Looking at sun itself, you say the sun shines. Without reference, so when you say sun illumines, there is a reference to objects that is illumined. When the sun shines, there is no reference to objects of illumination. So, asati api karmani savita prakashadeti kartrutva vyapadesha darshanat. Without reference to something illumined, with reference to sun itself, you say that sun shines. So, for the sun to be the locus of the act of shining, you do not need the objects that are illumined. Sun itself is said to be shining. Evam asati api jnana karmani brahmanah tadaikshadeti kartrutva vipadesha upattehe na vaishamyam. Similarly also, looking at Brahman itself, you can say Brahman saw, Brahman deliberated whether there is something to see or not. Asati api jnana karmani. Even though karma or the object of knowledge is not there, still because Brahman is eternal knower, then we can say Brahman saw, Brahman knew. The Vaishamyam, therefore, the illustration of sun is not inapt to illustrate Brahman. Karma apekshayam tu. If you say that karma apeksha is there, if you insist that there must be karma, there must be an object of knowledge for Brahman to be called knowledge too. Brahmani ikshitritva shrutaya sutaram upannaha. Then also all the statement of Shruti which describe Brahman as the knower or the deliberator with reference to karma, they are very well. So just because with reference to karma, if you can Brahman omniscient, then there is no problem. Because karma is there. Jnana karma is the object of knowledge always there. So, just because of presence of object of knowledge, if Brahman can be called the omniscient thing, then there is no problem at all. Sutarang opanna. Kim punah tat karma yat prag utpattehe ishvara jnanasya vishaya bhavati. Alright. So, what is the object of knowledge which exists before the creation, with reference to which you say that Brahman is knower? So, now Brahman as eternal knower can be called omniscient, but if you say that Brahman can be called omniscient properly with reference to the objects of knowledge, then objects of knowledge are very much there even before the creation. What are those objects of knowledge before creation? Tattva anyattvabhyam anirvachaniye nam rupe avyakrute vyachikirshade iti brumah. We say that this universe of names and forms is very much there even before creation, except that it is in an undifferentiated state. What is Ikshanam? Ikshanam is that it is about to be differentiated. That this universe of names and forms which are undifferentiated in the causal state are about to be differentiated, about to be manifest. And that is what we call is the object of knowledge, the jnana karma. So therefore, Brahman can be called omniscient with reference to object also. And then, if you accept the Ishvara the yogis do, so that's called Seshvara Sankhya. Yat prasadadhi yoginapi atita anagata visham pratyaksham jnanam ichchandi yoga shastra vidah. Whether Sankhyas accept or not, but yoga shastra vidah, the adepts in yoga shastra, they say that the omniscience of yogis is because of the grace of Ishvara, grace of Brahman. It is by grace of Brahman that the yogis attain the omniscience. So by Brahman's grace, yogis can be omniscient. Then what to talk of omniscience of Brahman? If Brahman is not omniscient, how can in presence of Brahman yogis become omniscient? क्यों वक्तव्यम तस्य नित्य सिद्धस्य ईश्वरस्य सृष्टि स्थिति समृद्धि विषयम नित्य ज्ञानम भवति. Then what to talk of Brahman, by whose grace yogis become omniscient? That Brahman is a knowledge of the creation, sustenance, dissolution. It goes without saying. यद्यपि युक्तम प्रागुत्पत्तेः ब्रह्मणः शरीरादि संबंधमंतरेण ईक्षितृत्वम् अनुपन्नमेति. You said, look, Brahman before creation doesn't have body, doesn't have sense organs, doesn't have mind. So these are the jnana karanane. These are the means of knowledge. The organs of perception, the mind, the intellect, these are the means of knowledge. Brahman doesn't have them before creation. Then how can Brahman know? So we require sense organs, mind, etc. to know. So Brahman also should require. And Brahman. So now all of these arguments are made based on our experience. They are all refuted based on Shruti, understand? So normally an individual jiva requires sense organs and the mind to know. Therefore, you imagine that Brahman also should require sense organs and mind to know. So with reference to that argument, yadipि yuktam pragutpattehe brahmana, that before creation Brahman doesn't have any association with body, sense organs, mind. How can it be knower? Na tacchodyam avatarati. That question has no room at all. Why? Savitru prakashvad brahmanah jnana rupa nityatve jnana sadhana apeksha anupatte. Does the sun require any sadhanam? Does the sun, S-U-N, sun, does it require any means to illumine? When sun knows the whole universe, with what means does it have? It is by being of the nature of light that it knows. So also like sun, Brahman also is of the nature of knowledge. So when it is the nature of knowledge, you don't require the means of knowledge. When you are not of nature of knowledge, then you require a means of knowledge. But Brahman is the nature of knowledge, doesn't require means of knowledge. Apicha avidyadimatah samsarinah shariradi apeksha jnanotpatti syat. So what you say is applicable to a jivatma, a samsari, who does require the sense organs and mind for knowing. Na jnana pratibandha karana rahitasya ishvarasya. Because there is a pratibandha, there is an obstacle or inhibiting factors for manifestation of knowledge of the jiva. But those factors like ignorance etc. are not there with reference to Brahman. Mantraucha imau ishvarasya shariradi anapekshatam anavarana jnanatam cha darshayatah. Look, these two mantras also appear in the Vedas, which show how Brahman has no need for the body, sense organs, etc. Same time, Brahman has no inhibiting factors such as ignorance, etc. Na tasya karyam karanam cha vidyate. That Brahman doesn't have karyam, the body, karanam, the sense organs, the subtle body. That's all. That's what that matters actually. The rest is na tat samascha abhyadikascha drishyate. There is no one equal to Brahman with a question of something superior to Brahman. पराश शक्ति विविधा एव श्रूयते स्वाभाविकी ज्ञान बल क्रिया च. Brahman, the Ishvara, has this diverse powers. It is a spontaneous kriya, swabhaviki kriya. So jnana bala kriya is swabhaviki. So kriya for action, Brahman doesn't require an effort. Spontaneous is action. What? Jnana kriya, jnana shakti kriya, jnana bala kriya. The balam, the vigor that arises from knowledge is spontaneous. In case of Brahman, meaning Brahman does not require a sense organ or mind for the jnana, the bala, the vigor of knowledge to be, but Brahman has the vigor or balam of knowledge without the sense organs or without body. So this shows both that Brahman has no body and sense organs, nor Brahman has any obstacle or obstruction, because swabhaviki jnana kriya. Apanipado javano grahita pashyate chakshuhu sashrunotya karanaha. Pashyati achakshuhu, he sees without the eyes, akaranaha, he hears without the ears. Iti. Savetti vedyam, he knows everything that is knowable. न तस्यास्ते वेत्ता तमाहुः अग्रम पुरुषम महांतम. Important thing is this. स पश्यति अचक्षुः शृणोति अकर्णः स वेत्ति वेद्यम्. He knows whatever there is to be known, and for that he does not require eyes and ears. And so shariradi anapeksham, doesn't have any apeksha or the dependent upon the body, sense organs, etc. Meaning that what you're talking about, that you require sense organs and mind, is all right for Jiva, but not all right for Ishvara. Then he attacks you in a different way. Nanu, nasti tavat jnana pratibandha karanavan Ishvarat anya samsari. Then, oh Vedantin, are you accepting a Jiva different from Ishvara? You say that the rules that apply to Jiva do not apply to Ishvara. Does it mean that for you Jiva is one and Ishvara is another one? But according to your Siddhanta, there is no Jiva other than Ishvara. Natavat jnana pratibandha karanavan Ishvaranya samsari. So according to Upanishads, there is no samsari, no transmigrating soul other than possessing this obstruction to knowledge. Such entity is not there other than Ishvara. Na anya atah asti drashta nanyotosti vijnata iti. There is no seer other than Brahman. There is no knower other than Brahman. So what you call Jiva also is Brahman. So how do you say that Jiva has the obstructions to knowledge and Brahman does not have? Atra uchyate. With reference to this, so how all of these things are covered here. The non-duality also is covered. Atra uchyate. Satyam, that is true. As far as Siddhanta is concerned, we accept that there is no samsari other than Brahman. Naishvara anya samsari satyam. That from one standpoint it is true that there is no samsari other than Ishvara. Tathapi, but from other standpoint, dehadi sanghatopadi sambandha ishyade eva. But we accept there is a Jiva. We experience something called Jiva. There is no Jiva. We accept other than Brahman. But then, unfortunately, we experience this samsaritvam. I look upon myself as a Jiva, as a transmigrating soul, as an alpagnya, as a little knower. That also is a fact. And you have to explain that fact. You cannot overrule, you can ignore that fact. You cannot dismiss what is experience. So experience has to be explained, and for that we have to accept a sambandha. Purusha prakrutisthohi. So therefore Purusha and Prakriti sambandha, the association or identity has to be accepted. Ishyade. Dehadi Sanghata Upadi Sambandha Ishyadeva. Certainly Sambandha or the association or the relation of Brahman with this body etc. is accepted. Ghata Karaka Giri Guhadi Upadi Sambandheva Vyomnaha. Even though there is no such entity as Ghatakasha, Karakakasha, Guhakasha, still these notions are there. So even though there is no entity called Jiva, there is a notion of Jiva. Just as there are notions of Ghatakasha, Karakakasha, Guhakasha. There is a pot space, there is a jar space, there is the cave space, etc. So that sambandha is there. Tat krutascha, that so-called sambandha. What is it? Adhyadika sambandha. The sambandha or association of a ghata or a pot with space is not a real sambandha, is only adhyasika, meaning it is because of superimposition, but it is there. Similarly also, tat krutascha shabda pratyaya vyavahara lokasya drushtaha. So people do superimpose and see a sambandha where it is not. They see a sambandha or an association where it is not. That body, mind, etc. have no association with Brahman or consciousness, but people see that and they lump them together. And then there is this sabda and pratyaya, the word and the concept created by the word. Ghata chidram, karakadi chidramidi. With the space, people create an association in their own mind. Even though there is no real association of a pot with the space, people create their association in their own mind and then have this notion that this is Ghata Chidram, this is a space within the pot, space within the jar, etc. Ityadi Akasha Avyatarekepi. Even though the pot space is not different from the total space, is one. Still, as though there is a duality. You see how there is oneness and still there is a seeming duality, which is a projection by the mind. We find this kind of projections. We find the adhyasa, and therefore we have to accept it. Tat krutacha akashe ghatakashadi bheda mithya buddhi drishta. And based on that, people say that this is Ghatakasha, this is Karakakasha, this is Guhakasha, this is the pot space, the jar space, the cave space, even though in reality those spaces are nothing but the total space. But people have these notions and they use those expressions and entertain those notions. Drashta. So therefore, here we accept the experience. And accepting the experience, therefore, we have to explain that experience and account for it. So Vedanta accounts for the experience also. Tatha ihapi dehadi sanghatopadi sambandha aviveka krita. So here also dehadi sanghata upadi sambandha. So dehadi sanghata, this aggregate of the body, sense organs, etc., the association, the adhyasika, or the association by superimposition, tat kruta, created by that association, Ishvara, samsari, bheda mithya buddhi. Therefore, people entertain the mithya buddhi, the notion that there is a samsari other than Ishvara. So people they see the difference between the Ishvara and samsari, where the difference is not. Because people in their own mind create an association of Brahman or consciousness with the body, etc., which association is not there, but imagining that association, people look upon the jiva, create this duality between jiva and Ishvara. Drishyate cha atmaneva satah. It is very well known that Atma is just Sat or existence. Dehadi sanghate anatmani atmatva abhinivesha. So everybody knows that Atma is different from body, etc. Is well known by Shruti and by the wise people and by Yukti also. Even then, Anatmani Atma Abhinivesha. So we find Abhinivesha, identification in Anatma. So Anatma, the body, etc., are looked upon as Atma. This is something that we see. वस्तुतः देहादि भिन्न स्वप्रकाशस्यैव सतः आत्मनः. So vastuta, in reality, Atma, that is Sat or existence. Dehadi bhinna swaprakashasyeva. Atma, which is existence, which is self-shining or self-illumining, self-revealing and distinct from body, etc., even though this is the reality. Narohamiti brahma. For the Atma, who is distinct from the body, etc., with reference to the Atma, people do entertain this notion, I am a human being, meaning that lumping together Naroham, Aham is that Atma and Nara is the body, etc. So we see them lumping together. Brahma. Therefore, Dushtatvat Durapnahva. Dushtatvat, because it is seen or experienced, therefore, Durapnahva, you cannot dismiss it. Just because it should not be. How can it be? It should not be. Whether it should be or should not be, we find it to be there. And therefore, we would accept it and we would explain it. Mithya buddhi matrena purvena mithya buddhi matrena. Purvena mithya, the notion that existed earlier. So, by continuing with those notions, people from birth itself entertain the notion, Naroham, I am a human being. Such a mithya buddhya miyate iti. So, that is known by mithya buddhi. Mithya buddhi matrena भ्रांति सिद्ध अज्ञानेन कल्पित यदि चकारartha. So such a दृश्यते च आत्मनः, that च is because of भ्रांति सिद्ध अज्ञानेन. So भ्रांति सिद्ध अज्ञानम is what? भ्रांति सिद्धम. See, in Vedanta, ignorance is something that is established only on the basis of bhranti. So we experience bhranti or delusion. From that, we infer the existence of ignorance. Ignorance is not pratyaksha. Ignorance is is inferred. Karyanumaya sudhiya maya. From the karya, you infer the existence of effect. Cause. From effect, you infer the existence of cause. So also, for effect called bhranti or delusion, we infer the existence of ignorance. So, bhranti siddha ajnanena kalpitaha. By their ignorance, this brahmaha, this notion that I am naraha, is kalpitaha, is imagined. Yadva ukta mithya buddho lokanubha. Or you can say that there is a mithya buddhi. How do you say there is mithya buddhi? How do you say that you have a mithya buddhi or a false notion? Lokanubhavam, because this is the experience of people. Drishyate cha. So we see in people naroham iti brahmaha. And therefore, this mithya buddhi is a matter of experience. And from that also you infer the existence. But that shows that there is a identity. People take themselves to be what they are not. So what they are not, they take themselves to be. Anatma is taken to be Atma. This is what we find from the experience of people. Ittham bhavet pratiya bhrantyatmana drishyate iti. And therefore, we see bhrantyatmana drishyate. Bhranti rupena drishyate. Naroham is of the nature of bhranti. Or purvena. पूर्व पूर्व भ्रांति मात्रेण दृश्यते न प्रमेयतया इति. This naroham, I am a human being, this is only the continuation of the past Brahma. So, Brahma or the delusion that existed in the previous lives continues in this life also. Therefore, a person is born with this Brahma or this delusion. इच्छा द्वेष समुत्थेन द्वंद्व मोहेन भारत सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय सर्गे सर्वभूतानि सम्मोहम सर्गे यान्ति परन्तप. सम्मोहम सर्गे, right from the creation, from the beginning, sarvabhutani sammoham yanti. Sammoha has no beginning, is anadi. So avidya also is anadi. We are on the page 108. We continue and complete this passage. So says Nyayana, Upadi dvara chidatmani samsaritvepi prakriti kim jatam. Upadi, we are talking about ikshate, and we are talking about Brahman not requiring karyagana sanghata. So prakriti, so with reference to that, Upadi dvara chidatmani samsaritve, that chidatma or the self which is consciousness is a samsari because of the identification with upadi. That's what you have shown. Prakriti kim jatam. But what relevance does it have with reference to the topic under discussion? So Satija Bhashyakara says, Saticha evam samsaritve dehadi apeksham ikshitritvam upapannam samsarinaha. So your question was, where is an entity called samsari? Nanyaha atasti drashta, nanyaha atasti vijnata. There is no seer other than Brahman, there is no knower other than Brahman. Therefore, why do you bring in an entity called samsari other than Brahman? So you are talking about samsari as though a samsari is different from Brahman. Where is that? So it is proved how upadi dvara, because of the identified upadi, that chidatma it is because of upadi that chidatma thinks that I am a samsari. So therefore, there is a seeming duality between Ishvara and Jiva and no real duality. Sati chevam samsaritve. So in this manner, a samsari is there. Not in reality, but because of the upadi sambandha or association with upadi. Dehadi apeksham ikshitritvam upannam samsarinaha. That samsari can be a knower only when he has the body and sense organs, but that does not apply to Brahman, which is not a samsari, whose knowledge is not inhibited by ignorance, which is beginningless. So samsari is knowledge inhibited by ignorance, therefore he is alpagnya, therefore he requires body and sense organs to know. That rule does not apply to Brahman. Therefore, Brahman can be omniscient without the need of the body, sense organs, etc., which condition obtains before creation. So this is that Aikshata is before creation. That is all this discussion. So says Nyayana, Ishvarasya asamsarinah mahakashasthaniyasya tat anapeksham ikshitritvam vidi sheshaha. Therefore, Ishvarasya asamsarinah. So this rule of the need for the body and sense organs only applies to a samsari or jiva, not to Ishvara. Therefore, Ishvarasya asamsarinah. Ishvara is not a samsari. Mahakasha sthaniyasya, who is in the place of Mahakasha or all pervasive space. So rule about Ghatakasha does not apply to Mahakasha. So also rule about samsari does not apply to Brahman. Tat anapeksham ikshitrutvam. Therefore, the knowerness or omniscience of Brahman has no apeksha, no dependence or no expectation or no need of the body and sense organs. Iti shesha. That much should be added. Then Nyayendra continues. Pradhanasya paroktam sarvajñatvam nirasya. So two things are done here. Pradhanasya paroktam sarvajñatvam. That Pradhana is sarvajña, omniscient. This was claimed by the Sankhyas. That has been refuted nirasya. Brahmana tat upattehi. And Brahma is sarvajñam. Brahman is omniscient. For that upapatte, the large reasoning are given. That is done. Samprati pradhanasyeva. So omniscience has been dealt with. Now karanatvam is another thing. So we say that pradhanam cannot be jagat karanam because pradhanam cannot be omniscient. And Brahman can be jagat karanam because Brahman is omniscient. So how pradhana is not omniscient? How Brahman is omniscient? Both of these are established because of our claim or our assertion that Jagat Karana must be necessarily omniscient. Ikshate. But who says that? So, Samprati Pradhanasya eva Karanatva Yogyata iti Yuktam Anuvadati. Then Sankhya says that Pradhanam alone is competent to be cause of creation and not Brahman because Pradhanam is a composite entity consisting of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Pradhanam contains the potential of multitude which Jagat has. So Pradhanam alone has the competence or the requisite qualification of becoming Jagat Karanam, the cause of creation. Brahman does not have that qualification because the cause must be consistent to effect. In the Jagat, the universe, we find diversity. One thing being different from the other. Therefore, the cause also must contain that diversity. While Brahman is homogeneous consciousness, there is no diversity there. Whereas Pradhanam consists of these three gunas, so it contains diversity. Therefore, Pradhanam alone can become the cause. Brahman cannot become the cause. Tat anuvadati. This is reiterated and then refuted. Yadapi. So Bhashyakara says, Yadapi yuktam pradhanasya anekatmakatvad mrudadivata karanattvopattihi na asamhatasya brahmana iti. Yadavyuktam, and what we have said, pradhanasya anekatmakatvat, because pradhanam is a heterogeneous entity, heterogeneous, meaning that it contains the diversity within itself. That is what we call swagata bheda. In pradhanam, swagata bheda is there. That bheda gives rise to sajatya, vijatya. In the universe we find sajatya, vijatya, swagata bheda. So the cause also must have that bheda within itself. Brahman is homogeneous, therefore free from bheda. So pradhanam has that. Yadapi yuktam pradhanasya anekatmakatvat, because pradhanam is heterogeneous in nature. Karanatva upapattihi, therefore pradhanam can be the cause. It is tenable that pradhanam alone can be the cause. Na asammatasya brahmana iti, where Brahman is not an aggregate entity. The Brahman does not have the requisite qualification to be the cause. Iti. Then to this Anuvada. This is a reiteration of what the Sankhya had said. To that Nyayadina says, Tasya karanatvam shabdatah tarkato va. Tasya pradhanasya karanatvam. So, when you claim that pradhana has the qualification to be the cause of creation, are you saying that on the basis of Shruti or on the basis of Yukti? Shabdata, because the Upanishad says, therefore you are claiming that, or because you think that there is a reason to support that, therefore you are saying that. Now, Adya, certainly Upanishad doesn't say that. So, Tad Bhashyakara says, so, Tata Pradhanasya Ashabdatvenaiva Pratyuktam. So if you claim that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam on the basis of the Upanishad, then we say that no. Upanishad does not use the word Pradhanam anywhere. Word Pradhanam is not found anywhere in Vedas. And therefore, Upanishad certainly does not present Pradhanam as Jagat Karanam. Dvitiyam Nirassati. No, it is not based on the basis of Shabda, on the basis of the Tarka, reasoning that we say that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam. So that is refuted Yathatu. So Bhashyakara says, Yathatu Tarkenapi Brahmana eva Karanatvam Nirvodhum Shakyate न प्रधानादीनां तथा प्रपंचयिष्यते न विलक्षणत्वात् अस्य इत्येवमादिना. So yatha tu, however, tarkenapi. So certainly Shruti asserts that Brahman is Jagat Karanam, that Pradhanam is not Jagat Karanam. Tarkenapi. So not only on the basis of Shruti can we refute the assertion or the claim that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam, but even with reference to Tarka, by reasoning also, the claim that Pradhanam is Jagat Karanam will be refuted. Tarkenapi Brahmaneva Karanatvam. Even looking at the Tarka also, Brahman alone can be the Jagat Karanam. Nirvodhum Shakyate. That it is possible to sustain the causality of Brahman even with reference to reasoning. Na pradhanadina, not pradhanadi, not pradhanam, not the paramanu, etc. They cannot be the material cause of creation. Tatha prapanchaishyati. This will elaborate subsequently. Na vilakshanatvat asya. So that is the 214. So na vilakshanatvat asya ityeva adina. Na asya vilakshana. So that thing starts with Purva Paksha. Na vilakshanatvat asya. So asya achetanasya jagatah. That this jagat is achetanam. So the Sankhya's argument is that there is no compatibility between the cause and effect. Brahman cannot be the cause of jagat or creation because the Brahman does not have the compatibility with jagat or the universe. Why? Jagat is achetanam. We find the universe is unconscious, is insentient, and Brahman is conscious, sentient. So how can the sentient or conscious entity become the material cause, can become nimitta karanam? How can it become material cause of the jagat which is insentient? So vilakshanatvat, because of vilakshanatvam, owing to the dissimilarity of the nature, asya vilakshanat, of the universe, na tathatvam. So therefore we say that Brahman cannot be the cause of the creation. Shabdat, because It is known from the Vedas also. So that will be the next sutra. And the and Shabdat cha Shabdat, meaning from the Vedas also we say that Brahman is Jagat Karanam or not Pradhanam, and no, sorry. From the reasoning, the Purvapaksha says that Brahman cannot be Jagat Karanam from Shabda also. Which they said, and the fact of being known from the Vedas also, Brahman is not Jagat Karanam. Purvapaksha. That is a 214. So meaning that from tomorrow, now we will go to 214. That follows from here. Subsequent sutras are there, we will come back to them when we do other passages of Chandogya. We have done only this much in Chandogya. Based on that, so we should go to 214 as the next sutra. So tomorrow bring that, and if you want Vaiyasika Nyayamala etc., bring tomorrow, we will continue with that sutra. Oh, let me see if Ratnaprabha has something to say about that. And page is 354, right? 354. So Kutasthasyapi Mayekam Karanam Yuktam. Ratnaprabha said that Kutasthasyapi Mayekam Karanatvam. Even Kutastham, the changeless Brahman also can be the cause of creation because of Maya. Iti aha yathatu. How Brahman is Jagat Karanam, we will explain that even the strength of reasoning subsequently. Yattu avedye shabdadi shabda shakti graha ayoga tat na satyadi padanam abaditadi artheshu loka avagada shaktikanam vacheka deshatvena upasthita akhanda brahmalakshakatvat iti sthitam. Yattu avedye, this was not addressed by Bhashyakara. The Sankhya said that Shabda can only reveal something that is known. Avedya, Brahman cannot be known. So Shabda cannot really reveal that. So even Upanishad also cannot reveal Brahman because Brahman is not knowable. Yato vacho nivartante. So Avaidya Shakti Graha Ayoga iti. So the claim that what is Avedyam or what cannot be objectified, what is not knowable by the mind or sense organs, the word cannot describe that. You cannot know it with the help of word. Then that is not so. Because even though the word, by Vachyartha word, cannot reveal Brahman which is Avedyam, by Lakshana Vritti, a Shabda can reveal. So says, Satyadi Padanam, Abaditadi Artheshu, Loka Avagata Shaktikanam. What is Satyam? Satyam is Abaditam, that which cannot be negated. Loka Avagata Shaktikanam. So word Satya also conveys the meaning that it is non-negatable. Vacheka deshatvena upasthita akhanda brahma lakshakatvat. So word Satya, Jnanam, Anantam, Satyam, all of these in fact Vachya ekadeshatvena upasthita. So Satya means what? Which is abaditam, which is non-negatable, which cannot be falsified. So that's the meaning of Satyam. What ekadeshatva is what? That which is absolutely non-negatable. So word Satyam is used in the day-to-day usage as something which cannot be falsified, something which cannot be negated in the Vyavaharika sense. Taking that aspect of the word Satya, non-negatable, stretching it to infinity, we say that Satyam can also mean Brahman, which cannot be negated. So Vachya ekadeshatvena upasthita akhanda brahma lakshakatvat. So Brahman becomes a Vachya, Lakshana Vritti is Vachya ekadesha. Not total Vachya, but one ekadesha, one part of Vachya is Lakshana Vritti. So then by Lakshana Vritti, the word Satya etc. are known to reveal Brahman, and so also even though the object, the entity is not knowable, and the word Vachyartha is not applicable, but one part of Vachya which is lakshyartha. By that, the word can reveal also with that which is not knowable otherwise. And so this argument, this part was not covered, so the Tikakara covers that here. And that's how that sutra Ikshate Nashabdam is completed. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. એક પ્રસાદ છે બધા માટે પુસ્તકના રૂપમાં, એ બધા લઈ લેજો.